Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? Just wanted to upload a video. It's been a while. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of milestones that just passed, and also one of the most requested, or one of the things I get asked the most in terms of feedback in the comments or in emails. So first, one of the milestones that I hit, it was actually maybe like a few weeks ago. I cracked 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me, and that's thank you to everyone out there who's been watching the videos and subscribing and putting up with all my clunky videos. Yeah, something I didn't think would happen nearly as soon as it did, if ever. But anyway, so I hit 1,000 subscribers. That was huge. Just kind of back up a little. Right now, I'm actually on my way to go pick up the trailer. I was in Massachusetts yesterday. On the way back, picked up a load, and it was my first over-dimensional load. Never did one before, and kind of in the middle of doing one now. And yeah, so second milestone. And I'll come back to the over-dimensional load thing and just like what that was like. I'm on my way, like I said, I'm on my way now to go get the trailer and finish the delivery. I picked it up on the way back home yesterday, parked it at the trailer yard, hung out, stayed at home, and then I'm about to go pick it up and deliver it this morning. So, and the other thing I wanted to touch on was, like I said, one of the things that I get asked the most is about the dispatching service that I have now. Who was I with? Who was my first dispatcher? A lot of people know that I was with Hard Rock when I first started. What happened with that. So it's basically all around. I get most of the questions nowadays are about dispatching. So I'm right now on my third dispatcher, and it's kind of just been like an evolution. I like to, at least at this point, I'm starting to think, or I've grown to think, that dispatching services, it's just like any other kind of service. And like, if you get your grass cut, or if you have like a car washing service, one of those things you sign up with, they wash your car for you. It's basically one of the things that it's a convenience. It helps you out. Do you need it? No. Does it make things easy? Yeah, depending on your situation. It's not the same for everybody. So I'll just explain my perspective on why I went with a dispatcher and how I feel about them, like as it is now. So when I first started out, I knew nothing. I still kind of don't know much, but and I started with Hard Rock. He was super experienced. He taught me a lot. I learned a lot from that. And as I started to learn and grow, and I needed, a different kind of service, then I kind of just, evolved and moved on to my next dispatcher. And same thing happened with that. Really good service. But at that point, I started to get better at dispatching myself. So it wasn't that they weren't good. I just kind of didn't need them. So then I was pretty much just doing all my dispatching. Why I have a dispatcher now is very different than when I started a dispatcher. In the very beginning, I didn't know how to book a load. I didn't even know what that I didn't even know. When people say book a load, I'm like, okay, I think I know what that means, but like, I didn't know exactly. As time grows and I figured out what that means, what all the different things you have to do to actually book a load. And I did it a few times. I got comfortable with it. Then I didn't need it anymore. So I was booking my own loads. I had a dispatcher, but I wasn't really using her. So I felt like it just to not waste her time or my time, I just went and just did it on my own. Now, one of the times I was making a run, and I bumped into another hotshotter. Shout out to Zach. He's with I forget who he rides with now, what the name of his company is. But anyway, I met him at one of my drop-offs. Really cool guy. We just got to chit-chat, and his dispatcher that he's working with has connections. Now, from what I understand, most dispatchers, if they've been doing it a while, they'll have connections with brokers or direct shippers or whatever. And it just so happens that the one that Zach had a connection with shipper that was like right in my area, so it was like really convenient. So I guess to sum that all up, I went with the current broker I have now, just because they have an in with a direct shipper that keeps regular shipments coming. So I'm never sitting around. If for whatever reason I can't find a load, or I mean, they're pretty aggressive about, I shouldn't say aggressive, but they are very, very much like, there's no problem getting a load. So simply put, they keep the loads coming. So, which is for me, more of a security net. Like, I know I always have work. If I want to find my own load, I still can. But that's how that went. So this one, like I said, was more of just more of a business decision. Like, you know, I wanted to get in with the shipper and have that base steady flow of loads. That's pretty much it. Not that I needed it, more of a convenience. And you know, I noticed that when I watch videos and I talk to people, like emails and calls and all that stuff, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to it. I mean, I think you do, like I said, like if you're to try to get it away from something that's more abstract and like get to like the metaphor I was using with like cutting your grass. Like, yeah, you can cut your own grass. Do you need somebody to do it? No. If you're busy, maybe you need it. If you never ever used a lawnmower before, maybe that might be a little intimidating for you to jump out there. What if it doesn't start? You know, what if you got to sharpen the blades or whatever. Like, the idea is that if you can have someone do it for you, you can learn a little bit, and then maybe you get more comfortable, then you can do it. It does cost you something, so, you know, that's a convenience cost. That's just the way it works. I mean, it's to each his own. Do you need to do it? Technically, no. Will it help you? It could. It helped me. It helped me learn when I'm trying to figure out how to tarp and chain and drive and hours and all that stuff. That's one less thing to have to worry about, in my opinion. That's what I thought. And if I had to, I'm still at the beginning, but if I had to go back to the beginning and start all over, would I recommend to myself to just go and do, just go out there and start doing my own dispatching? Probably not, just because I needed the help. It's just really just that simple. So, I guess that's it for the dispatching. My word is, in my opinion, if you are uncomfortable with booking your own loads and all of those moving parts, then find yourself a dispatcher. What's the right one? I don't know that there's such a thing. You find one that works for you and you go with it. If it doesn't work out, there's a gazillion of them out there. Try a different one. You know, try your hand at maybe doing it yourself. I have no idea. There's a lot of nice people out there that will help you out if you need it. So I guess that's it for the dispatcher. Now, what I'm getting ready to do now, like I said, I'm getting ready to haul this over-dimensional load up to Reading. And, I'm going to hook up. I'm going to hook up the trailer and make my way out. And more details on that in just 1 second. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is get some footage of me hooking up my trailer. Just to try to, again, just for, oh my God, sucks getting old. Just in case, you know, again, back to people just getting started, want to figure out how to do it, what it looks like, what it actually means. So let's see if I can set this up. All right, so the way this works is just a little bit more information about over-dimensional or oversized loads is, so this thing, this is 105 inches around. My trailer is 102. So the technicality here is that in some states, if it's over that width, then it's technically over-dimensional. You got to have permits and banners and all that good stuff. So, so I'll actually, oopsie, give you an idea. So what I had to do, let's see, There's a Rock's truck over there. So I had to get the banner set up over here. And do flags, and then go between here, some shade. So, oh yeah, so I had to put a flag up on here. You're supposed to put, from what I understand, you're supposed to put flags at like the widest points. And so I got flags on each corner. There's probably a better way to do it, yeah. So I got a flag on there. It's a little, oops. Yeah, so there we go. So I got my one flag there. Oopsie. And over there. Wait, where's the other one? Okay, right there. Both. So 2 flags. Got my banner. What this thing is, the way they describe it to me is, this is a, man, this thing's bright. So on the side. So this thing is it's a stand for these huge drums. Just plastic hollow. This whole thing only weighs like 3,000 pounds, but the place I'm taking it to Reading, they're going to make another stand for like the metal one that's at the back. So again, it's just more of a technicality. Who's that? All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go get hooked up and get on the road. Before I break my neck climbing up on here again. Oh, all right. All right, try to set this back up. I guess that's good. All right, let's try that. Oops. All right, there we go. Alright. Too far back. That sucks. Oh no. I think that's it. Going with it. Alright. So yeah, it's a good shot. So you can see, get ready to drop it, chain it, blah, blah, blah. And hopefully if you've seen this already, obviously you can skip through it or do something else. So I got my chains, one chain, number 2 chain. Oh, what else I gotta do? Two chains. All right. Oh yeah, sorry. And those pins came out. So 2 chains. Not ready to drop it down yet. And actually, I usually don't do it in this order, so I'm gonna do it like how I normally do it. So I'm gonna back up a bit. First thing I usually do is I usually drop the trailer first. Alright, so are you serious? Make sure that stays open so it can go in. All right, let's try this again. There we go. All right. So let me grab this thing out. All right, so whoops. Yeah, so already say so like 50,000 times. I dropped the trailer on the ball all the way. And the reason why I know it's all the way because now the landing gear is pretty much free to move around. So I usually take the handle and twist it a few more times just to make sure I got a good amount of space underneath there. Whoopsie, maybe I should turn it the right way. There we go. All right, so I can clearly see it's off the ground. And what I do is I take my foot, turn it so it's locked in there, and then I just let it up lightly. I see when I first saw it done, people would just like pull the pin, like I'll show you, and just let it fly up. But I feel like that like makes it wear out faster. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and I'll show you the way I used to do it and the first couple times I seen done the way people did it. So instead of like doing the slow way like I did on the other side, they would just take this pen and just yeah, I don't know that it matters, but that's the way I do it. So anyway, so I got the landing gear up. I take, this is the cable, whoopsie, for the, throw that in there. It's for the lights. And let's see, can I do this one-handed? Alright, stick that in there. Boom. Whoopsie. Yeah, and I like to just make sure that there's like a little on the bottom there. See, kind of, there's like a little catch right there. Just try to make sure that catches on there. All right, so what I do is I don't like this dangling as much, so I have a little bungee that I keep across the back of the bed just to take up some of the slack. Yeah, just so you can take up some of the slack there. So you see how that runs? So like if I got to make a really sharp turn, it'll still allow it to go, extend as far as it can, but it'll also keep it from just drooping on its own. So far I got the landing gear up, got the trailer, the 7-pin connector connected for the lights and the brakes and all that stuff. Alright, so then back to the chains. We did this already, but I'll do it again. Chain 1, chain 2. I'm going to drop this pin there, locks that coupler on there. So if you, it's in there, and then I just take it in, just pop it back on there just to make sure, there we go, just to make sure that it's locked in. So that's that. Then there's the emergency brake cable. Have it on a carabiner. That's locked in there. And then this last thing I do, that's just for my trailer goofiness, is I have an extra ground wire that I connect up. So I just do that. Totally not necessary, just like a weirdo. I don't know. I mean, I might not even need to do it anymore. The trailer's actually been working pretty good in terms of lights, but I don't know, just in case I do it as just a precaution. So anyway, so that's that. So I'm hooked up now. All right, everything's good. Chains, coupler lock, brake, and that's it. So I'm gonna do my pre-check really quick and get on the road. So yeah, I mean, this whole thing started out just to talk about over-dimensional loads, which this is, and turned it into a trailer connection hookup video. But anyway, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna, like I said, get myself together, get on the road, do my pre-check, and that'll be it for now. So yeah, keep the questions coming. I got a bunch of them that I kind of put to the side. I'm going to make a video. The goal is to make a video that covers those, the ones I get the most. But I think before I even made the video saying that I was going to do that, or that's how I'm thinking of like changing the content, before, by far, the question I got the most was about the dispatcher thing. So anyway, I'm done for now. Anything that I missed, anything you want to know more about? Oh, wait, actually, you know what? Let me get into, before I let you go, when I get on the road after I do my pre-check, I'm going to just touch on the over-dimensional, my experience with the over-dimensional load just a little bit more. Just give me like a couple more minutes of your time. Hang on, I'm going to get myself together. Be right back. All right, so did my pre-check, logged into the ELD, already put in the bill of lading information. I think shout out to Pro Haul TV, he put that out there. A couple of things he put out was real good lately. The tip about the bill of lading, that definitely starting to do that now. So anyway, so I wanted to finish up just real quick about the oversized load. When I booked the load, it's kind of weird because the broker was like, well, it's a little over. He was like, I'll give you the money to get your permits. It was like, it's up to you though if you want to get it. But which was a little bit shady, but whatever. I'm sure people would take the money and run. He was like, if you get pulled over, it's on you. So he gave me more than enough money to get the permits. So I got the permits. It was a little hectic. I never did permit over. I didn't even know where to start. So I actually went to my dispatcher and I asked her, like, what does she do, or how does that happen? Like, how do you get an OD load? Also, Big Donnie, he shot me a couple of links. He was giving me some information about how to book over dimensional loads. So anyway, I went through, what was it? It was called, I think it was permits. I forget the name of the company. It was online. I'll link it in the bottom in the description. But all online. It took them, I did it at 10 o'clock the night before I had to go get the load, and they had everything probably done by midday the next day. I was going through about 4 or 5 states, so they were just doing it one at a time. Whole thing costed maybe about $150 for all of the permits I needed, and the guy gave me like extra $225 to get them. So, and I think they all last for 3 months. I don't know. I don't even know exactly how long they last. I know the one for sure was for 3 months, but all right. So that was that. Got them. So I got the permits going the night before. I still had something to drop off, so they gave me time before I had to drop off and then make it to the pickup location. Did that. Then when I got there, I've always carried my banners and my flags and stuff from the very beginning. When I first got set up, I got all my banners and flags from the very beginning. When I first, Hard Rock told me what to get, and I've always had it. I just never used it, so got to break all that stuff out, put my flags, my banners on. When I got there, loaded up, that was it. What I found to be weird was when I came back through into Jersey, coming through the tolls, and they have a lane separate for over-dimensional loads. And when I went there, the guy was like, oh, well, you got to have your like the sign says over-dimensional loads. It said exceeding, whatever the phrasing is. If you got an OD load or oversized load, go to such lane and have your permits out. So coming through the Jersey tolls, they are checking your permits when you come through if you're over dimension. Now the catch with that, what I found to be weird was, so when I go into the booth, the guy was like, well, he said, are you over 10 feet? And I was like, no, I'm 106. And it was like, well, we don't consider you oversized. So he just let me go. He didn't even check my permit. So I found that to be, I guess every state has different criteria for what's over dimensional and what's wide load or oversized load. But had I not got the permits at all in a situation, I guess if you're that big, you're going to make sure you get them. Maybe that's the lesson there. But if I did take the chance, I might go through a state that has stricter criteria for being over-dimensional, and they might check if you come in and out, like a special little lane or toll booth or something. So I learned that better safe than sorry with that. Anyway, wrap this video up. It's been long. I apologize if it's been painful with all the jumping around and all over the place. I haven't been making videos in a while, so I'm definitely super rusty on it. A bit of rambling. Anyway, as always, drop some comments down there. You got some questions, send me emails. That's how I'm collecting, what you guys want to hear about, what questions to answer. Yeah. So the email is rocketship tsuploads@gmail.com. Send me an email. If you just want to give me a shout out, that's fine too. Comments are always welcome. All that stuff. So, yeah, you be safe out there. It's Friday. So enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.